Welcome to Rwanda, the land of 1,000 hills. In this presentation, we shall offer you an introduction to Rwanda as a business and investment destination. By the end of this PowerPoint presentation, we hope you will find, as did we, that this country is a great place to invest in. The content of this presentation will go as follows. Firstly, I, Kristin, shall speed run you through a few key data about Rwanda. Afterwards, David will present the country's geographical and political landscape. Then, Leo will speak about starting a business in Rwanda and Rwanda's vision for the future. And finally, Rayane will discuss the investment opportunities and business etiquette one should take into consideration when coming to Rwanda. A short introduction to Rwanda. Rwanda is a small and landlocked country in East Africa. Located between Tanzania, Uganda, Burundi, and the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Rwanda is densely populated and lies more than a mile above sea level. It's a nation with a turbulent past that is asserting itself as a major information hub nowadays. From a German colony to a Belgian colony to an independent country in 1962, and then to a country torn apart by a large-scale civil war that took place from 1990 to 1994, Rwanda keeps changing and its people stay optimistic. The country's official motto goes as follows: unity, work, and patriotism. It's a motto Rwandans are happy to bring to fruition in their everyday lives. In spite of being a rather small country, Rwanda has four official national languages, which are Kinyarwanda, French, English, and Swahili. With a population of 13,410,933 people, Rwanda is one of the most densely populated countries in mainland Africa, with about 525 inhabitants per square kilometer. Nowadays, Rwanda's capital city, Kigali, has an airport that offers direct plane connections to cities such as Mumbai, Dubai, and Cape Town, among others. The Rwandan government is working and laying down the foundation to offer more intercontinental flights to metropolises such as New York and Beijing. With a GDP per capita of about $873 US, Rwanda's economic importance is steadily growing, and it has been steadily growing for the last decade through its government's encouragement and ambitious plans for the country's future. This development has turned Rwanda into an interesting place to invest one's money and to start a new business in.
Hi, I'm David, and I'm going to discuss the geographical and political landscape of Rwanda. Rwanda is one of Africa's smallest countries with a spanning of only 26,000 square kilometers. This, combined with its relatively high numbers of citizens, makes Rwanda one of the most densely populated countries in sub-Saharan Africa, with a density of 525 inhabitants for every square kilometers. Although it is regarded as a small country, Rwanda has a beautiful geographical features such as its huge Albertine Rift Mountains, which run from north to south along Rwanda's western borders. Rwanda's fauna is rich in many different species and is home to one-third of the worldwide mountain gorilla. Now the political landscape. Rwanda hosts a bicameral parliamentary system, which is a type of legislature, one divided in two separate assemblies, chambers or houses. Back in time, Rwanda used to be colonized by Belgium and has been independent since 1961. Officially, it will be 1962. And the country has known one of its tragedies in 1994, with its genocide. But we can surely state that the country has changed a lot in a positive way since then. Rwanda's current president is His Excellency Paul Kagame, whose picture can be seen on the right. Right now, Rwanda has been a steady democracy since the end of the 90s.
So when it comes to starting a business in Rwanda, there are no restrictions really. All the administrative work can be done online easily. So it is very convenient and you can do it under 6 hours even if you're not in the country itself. And of course it is free of charge, so that's another plus. You can start it very quick and you don't have to pay charges to start it from another country. So as you can see, this is a very streamlined process that it's not complicated, but also it has a investment promotion agency called RDB, Rwanda Development Board, that has put multiple incentives and structures to ease the practice of business in the country. This has had a result that Rwanda has been recognized as top performer of all time by Doing Business ranking by the World Bank. Rwanda is currently second easiest place in Africa to do business, and globally it is 38th. And it's currently the only low-income country in the top 30 worldwide. Okay, so let's talk about Rwanda's vision. Rwanda's government visualizes transitioning from a developing country to a middle-income country by 2035. But for 2050, the future goals are reducing poverty, increasing income, improving living standards, strengthening good governance, promoting homegrown solutions, establishing rule of law, maintaining stability, promoting gender equality and women empowerment, peace and security. Um, the main takeaway of this vision is that it has two goals: sustain economy growth and improved standards of life of Rwandans. This concretely means that we are envisioning grow our GDP per capita to $4,036 to reach the middle income status by 2035. Nowadays, Rwanda is a country full of opportunities.
Investment opportunities. As you guys might know, there is lots of sun in Rwanda. Rwanda is a growing country, and one of the best investments you could do is to help Rwanda set solar panels all over the country. There is lots of space to be a manufacturer and to help other businesses in the country. Also, the agriculture sector is a big opportunity too. You could bring our European techniques to Rwanda. A lot of people are already familiar to the agriculture sector, so that means less time spent teaching your employees. Business etiquette. In Rwanda, one of the most important things to keep in mind is to have respect for each other. They don't like people who shows off a lot, and you really have to be punctual in what you say. You also need to avoid speaking about politics and the history of Rwanda, especially when you don't know the details or the full story behind it. The basics of showing respect is to not interrupt someone while they're talking. Smoking in public is also a sign of disrespect against the bystanders, because you're leaving lots of smoke and a horrible smell on the streets. And often when people are done smoking, they throw it on the ground.